So for why we play the game number 3, my original plan was going to be, I work for Parks and Rec for College Station, and we did a youth program today, and I was going to film the youth program, but when I got there I realized it was an informal event, so no one signed image release waivers. At the end of the video, I took pictures that don't include the kids' faces and they show the activities that we did. So I'm going to upload those at the end of this activity, and I'm going to talk through what we did today through the whole program and why this game specifically is good for why we play the game. So for today's program, we've been doing it once a month, and we have a naturalist specialist come out. There are people that are part of an organization where they've taken classes and been certified as specialists in identifying species, genus of plants, animals, and other wildlife-related activities. So what we did today is we started off by having him speak about different native species of plants, flowers, and animals to Lick Creek Park specifically. We got the kids different leaves to show them what a simple leaf looks like, what a complex leaf looks like, and then we took them out on the trails. And on the trails, we told them that they could pick the flowers, because the activity we're going to do at the end of the program that is for why we play the game is flower pressing. And the reason that we had them go out is we wanted to show them, like, okay, well, there's a lot of this type of flower, so we want to pick in abundance. If there is a plant that we see all over the place, we want to pick that one because we know that it's fine, its species is thriving. If we see, for example, we saw a cactus, when we showed the kids the cactus, we're like, look, this cactus has a really pretty flower on it, but we haven't seen many other cacti today, so we're not going to pick this flower, even though it's so pretty and will be great for our game, because we don't want to ruin a species that is just starting to thrive in the park. So we took them out into the park, we had them pick flowers, we showed them how to catch bugs with a bug net, and all this leading up to the game we played at the end. So at the very end, we gathered them all together and we did a flower pressing. And we did this for a few reasons. This is the activity that I led today. So we wanted it to be artistic, to get their mojo flowing, to get that artistic creativity out on the table. We also wanted to help them identify different species and learn more about native plants. And it's a big push that the parks program has been going for, because people will plant these really fun plants in their yard and they die. And it's because we're planting invasive or non-native species in our yards. And when we do that, that species is not meant to thrive here. So we want to teach these kids from a young age that there are plants that are native to our area, and that those plants are the plants we want to have here because they are suited for our climate, they're suited for our weather and our conditions, and those are the plants that will make our parks beautiful and will grow. So this is why we play the game. We played it for a few reasons. One was to help facilitate that creativity, to help them get out on the ground and play, to be out in nature and get some of their energy out, and also to teach them more about the different types of nature and the importance of knowing the types of nature in your local community. Since I was unable to take a video today due to there not being a signed image release, I'm going to go ahead and go through and walk through how we facilitated the game today. And materials that you'll need is you'll need some type of magazine or newspaper, preferably a newspaper. All I have at the house is a magazine. The newspaper works better for drying out the plants. And then you'll need some kind of something that you can put the newspaper in and clamp it down. So what we had for the kids today was 2 wooden blocks and elastic, and they'd wrap the elastic around when they're done. But we'll go over the rules of the game when I mock facilitate it. Okay, now that we're back from our hike, did everyone have a good time? I know that we found a lot of really cool flowers, we saw some cool bugs, we got to touch a spider, it was all super fun. And so now with those plants that we've collected, we're gonna go ahead and make Mother's Day cards. But what we're gonna do first, before we finish the cards, is we're gonna take these native species of the flowers that we found and we're going to press them down. And the reason that we're gonna do this is, you can see these ones that have already been pressed, once it gets dehydrated, it makes a really cool thing you can put on a card. So we're gonna go ahead and press some flowers here today, and we have some already pressed ones for you to make the cards for your moms. But I wanna show you guys how we can do this at home, because if you have the right materials, which we're gonna send you home with today, you can go find any flowers and you can press them and you can use them for different art projects in the future. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the flowers that we have, and we're gonna open up our newspaper or our magazine, depending on what we have at our desks, and we're gonna arrange the flowers exactly how we want on the magazine. So if I want my rose here and my painted lily here, we're gonna go ahead and arrange it how we want. You can put leaves on here too if you found a cool leaf. We're gonna arrange them how we want. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put newspaper or magazine on both sides of it. So once we get it exactly how we want it to be, we're gonna close it down and we're gonna run our hand over it, make sure that it's nice and smooth. Once we've done that, you'll see that there's wooden blocks. So what we're gonna do after we've got all of our flowers down, and if you have more flowers than fit on one magazine, let me know and I'll get you another one. You can put as many rows of magazine as you want. Once you do that, we're gonna go ahead and get those 2 blocks of wood. You're gonna put 1 block of wood on top and 1 block of wood on the bottom, and then you're just gonna press down as hard as you can. So what we're doing is the newspaper or the magazine is actually pulling the moisture out of those flowers. It's pulling the pollen, the moisture, and it's gonna get them all nice and dry. And once they're nice and dry, we can use them for our crafts. So go ahead and put the 1 block on the bottom, 1 block on the top. Once you've got all your flowers arranged, and we're just gonna push down really hard, and then one of the counselors is gonna come around and help you tie elastic around it. So you're gonna leave it like that for about 2 days. In 2 days, you're gonna wanna open it back up very gently, and you wanna see, so we're gonna open ours back up, you wanna see if your flowers are still a little damp, if the magazine around them is damp, or if they're completely dry. If you open your magazine and it's still a little wet, what you're gonna wanna do is very, very gently pull those flowers or those leaves off, throw away your old magazine, and then put a new magazine down. So the goal here, depending on the flower you picked or the leaf that you grabbed, it'll take a different amount of time for it to dry out. So we're gonna cover the newspaper with our leaves. We're gonna leave it for 2 days. We're gonna press it down and a counselor will tie elastic around it. And then after 2 days, we're gonna check. And if it's still wet, then we're gonna put more newspaper down. So once you've got your 2 blocks, your newspaper in the middle, you've pressed down and have elastic tied around it, you can go ahead and take that home with you and put a book or a weight or something heavy on top of it, because the more weight, the quicker it will dehydrate those flowers for you. But with the flowers that are being passed out at your tables, so we're gonna go ahead and dehydrate our own flowers for future projects, but we're gonna be passing around already dehydrated flowers so you can see what they look like, and then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna use those to make Mother's Day cards. We've got markers and crayons and Sharpies, and if you need anything, just raise your hand. We've got clear glue that you can use to paste those down, but first, we're gonna press our own plants.